What's up, dudes? Max here, and there's been some interesting stuff that's popped up over the past couple of days, especially considering that Tokyo Game Show is going on right now, a really weird Resident Evil Call of Duty crossover, and another fighting game that a lot of people have been anticipating, including myself, only because I've been waiting for a good chance to finally jump in and dive into the series. King of Fighters 14 was announced. Now, a lot of you guys are going to be immediately saying, why the hell am I even talking about this? King of Fighters 13 is something I've barely ever covered on this channel. However, at the same time, I really do love a lot of the KOF characters in Capcom vs. SNK 2, and I've been looking for a good reason to kind of jump into the game, especially considering the fact that the previous titles have had pretty bad net play, and I really didn't play KOF back in the day at all. I was generally a Capcom kid, so I kind of avoided a lot of the titles until CVS 2 came out and made me realize, wow, holy crap, Rock Howard is awesome, holy crap, Kyo is really cool, and damn, Terry Bogard is sick as hell, and I love playing as pretty much the majority of SNK characters in that game. And we've heard a lot of what's been going on with SNK, how they got bought out by this giant Chinese conglomerate mobile company type thing, and there's been a lot of crazy stuff that's happened to the company over the past couple of years, and we didn't know if KOF 14 was even going to be a reality. But lo and behold, it got revealed, and holy shit, that does not look great. It looks like this game is extremely early, and I don't want to hark on KOF 14 too much just because I'm actually looking forward to this game. I do want to play it, but at the moment it looks extremely rough. I know a lot of you guys are probably looking forward to KOF 14 way more than I am, and I do love watching KOF 13 fights. It's just I never had a chance to really learn how to play the game, and I want this to be the game that does it. But this is a perfect testament, and a lot of people are talking about this right now, that graphics are important in fighting games. I kind of wish they didn't show it off right now because they got a very pretty logo. They should have just shown off the fact that, hey, we're making KOF 14. It actually does exist. It is here. And they probably should have just shown off a couple of 3D models. Kyo does look dramatically redesigned. He is way more pretty boy than he's ever looked. And I have played a couple of other 3D KOF games in the past, including the Maximum Impact titles, which we do own and we have played before. They're not terrible games, they're just extremely weird and kooky, and they honestly feel extremely busted. I never got really good at them, but there is something in the Maximum Impact games that immediately draws my appeal, and it is the roster. Rock Howard is in the games, and they include a lot of characters from Garo, and I don't know, there's something about that entirety of the KOF series that I like, where they pull from the Fatal Fury characters. And I really do that Rock Howard gets a second chance, especially because he wasn't in KOF 13. If he was, there was an absolute guarantee I would have played that game. But I do hope that this game is a 1 versus 1 or 2 versus 2. There is an inherent challenge with certain fighting games where you have to pick like multiple characters, where there's a fairly big entry of difficulty because you have to learn not just one character, you gotta learn like 3 characters, and if that's a new fighting game, that could be kind of weird. I know there's a balancing system along with that as well, but a lot of the times the games just ended up you having to play 2 or 3 characters most of the time. But the biggest issue is just how the game looks and how kind of robotic the characters are, and the overall art and design. It could be they're going for a budget game, and I don't think that's specifically a bad thing, but I think the footage that they chose to show was way too early. Almost to the point where they had to like turn off comments on their YouTube video, and they were getting an extreme amount of thumbs down. And one of the saddest parts about SNK as a company who has a super rich history of amazing fighting games and characters is that we saw a couple of trailers released over the past couple of years which were absolutely awesome, including King of Fighters and including Samurai Showdown, and there's a very big gripe with myself because these trailers were badass. They were showing characters the way we want to see characters from these games, and they were for pachinko machines. They were for Samurai Showdown and King of Fighters pachinko machines. My biggest gripe is that those trailers are better than the one they showed here, which is telling of where the kind of the focus of this company is in things outside of console games. But regardless, I'm glad that King of Fighters 14 exists. There's no way the game is going to release looking like this. It has to get better, but at the moment it is a little scary that they chose to show the game in this state. I only hope that in the future, when it does come out in 2016, they have a bunch of footage leading up to the release of the game. I hope Rock is eventually in it, but man, something about the art design and the way the characters are moving right now is not very favorable. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about the footage shown off for King of Fighters 14. I would love to cover these games a bit more on the channel, so I'm looking forward to the future of KOF. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. My name is Max, and I'll see you next time.